Katre Purga from Tallinn University of Technology is here with us to share her insights about the process of innovation-driven university. So, Katre, the floor is yours. With your warm applause, warm welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello, neighbors. Hello, visitors. Really glad to see you. Some of you I know from different schools. Good to see you too. So when Rodrigo had solutions, then I have been into university only a couple of months, and as a designer, I have a lot of questions, a lot of processes going on, and I'm going to speak about the state of art of a 100-year-old University of Technology and the state of art of a 5-year-old innovation and business incubation building, like you have here, this design factory. I think we have the same role model as Aalto University, as we tend to see our other neighbors as a great role model for our own development. So, a little bit about myself. I come from the same university, Tallinn University of Technology. I'm industrial engineer, and my first years I spent in Ericsson factory. So I know a lot about what is going on in mobile phones. So from there, I moved to Enterprise Estonia, which is governmental funding system. It's all about the development of companies. So first I was in industrial companies, productions, then moved into space technology as Estonia was reaching for the membership with a European Space Agency. So from there, smoothly to the creative and digital industry. And also I've been in the European Commission as a national contact point for SMEs. But now, as an interaction designer, I'm in this big university and trying really hard to understand what are they doing, what is their mission, and how could I help them as a designer. So that's my former university where I did my first master's. So really old, and here's the whole campus. So I studied here in this older part. These are all new. These are even some of the dormitories here in the same campus area. And these are brand new ones that are using the zero energy technologies. So this is where I go to work. It's Mektoris Center, and the next thing is already Science Park. So it's a flow. You come in from here, and hopefully you will reach here and get a funding and have a nice flight as an entrepreneur. And you can see a lot of greenery. They say that people that come into work 15 minutes walking are the most happiest people. So I can say that I live somewhere here, and it takes me about 30 minutes walk in a pinewood forest. So 50 minutes to happiness. So that's again my center, Mektoris, where in the zero floor we have prototyping center, which is from metalworks to woodworks to VR lab to a video lab where students and people related to our university can really try out their prototyping issues, and they can have space for their ideation phase. Also, on this first floor, we have conference center. It's like a neat conference center where you have separate rooms that are dedicated to some of the companies that we are in partnership. It's a very good opportunity for the companies to reach the students, to get the best technology in the building, and it kind of has created a situation where we have at least 5 excursions a day. So we have guides. So this was my first impression of Katre, that we are running a museum. Is that something that university should do? But then I learned that when we have those groups of people coming into Katre, seeing what Tallinn Technical University has done, what kind of university students we have, what are the projects of students, and how cool labs we have, then it's possibility that these entrepreneurs will invest in us. The kindergarten students will know that that science is great, and we will have the future students coming from there. And as I've seen, those lots of foreign tours also earn a purpose. But at first, a center for tours, what it is, I didn't understand at first. So, 100 years, a lot of time has passed, and but Tallinn University of Technology has really stayed a classical science university with technical faculties. For me, it was interesting to see that only 13% of the students are international, but in the startups programs that I run, most of the students are active in international students. I've a bit analyzed that also. So where are the Estonians? I would like to see Estonians. Where are they? And actually, what I found out that they are working with or with their families. So that's our life. That actually we have this time for to try out our ideas when we are students abroad, because then we have our evenings off. So this is one of my challenges also, to find out how could I attract more Estonians into these programs. I would say like 3 out of 4 students are international. So I think my colleagues would kill me if I wouldn't tell you about our recent interesting studies. So this is actually e-payment, which will be in front of our new e-residency building. So it creates energy from the light. And so it can shine in the evenings and nights, because it's so dark in here, and it also can heat itself up. So, but they are studying it right now. Maybe there's a possibility to even create more energy out of the payment than it really needs itself. Our NanoSatellite program is also dedicated for the 100th birthday of the university. And we are really eager to see in the campus that you saw the self-driving vehicles. We also already see the small packaging robots moving there because it's their playground. But we are eager to see the self-driving vehicles as well. Especially, I would like it takes students from the main building to the Katre building. A little bit about the team that I run, and what is the road of startups in university. So it all starts from a school of technology, and it was really a surprise for me that we start with really early ages. I didn't know that if a kid doesn't see a crazy scientist that creates a whole lot of tests and robots and stuff that is fun, then he most probably doesn't choose the STEM faculties when he or she grows up. So as they see in really early ages that engineering is fun, that science is fun, then we will get these people to University of Technology. So we start with robotics with first graders. They will have robotics teams, and they will they have this Arduino program, and creating them from Lego. Then the upper level of the secondary school is when they get this young engineering program, where group of 15 teenagers are shown the best that we have in the university, and hopefully they will choose Tallinn University of Technology when they are choosing their university. And this program was so successful that we sold it out in 1.5 days. And now there's a list of teenagers waiting for the getting into this program. So it's fantastic to say that all the programs are basically sold out. The only thing where we have to really struggle is how to make raw material sexy for the teenagers, how to make it even physics and chemics is fun, but raw material is still we are searching for the solution to getting them into that also, because otherwise you have to think that Estonia is known for IT. Everybody knows IT, kids know IT, and they know that they have to learn IT to get into startups and from there forward. But then if you don't study the basic sciences, the core sciences, then we will lose them, and we will lose these possibilities to teach them in university. So what we did in Katre, for example, when we didn't have any students for ventilation programs. So ventilation, you don't see it, why should it be fun? So we created a ventilation room that is actually a discotheque. So when you basically you come in, the program starts with the different ventilation systems, and after that, the next year after opening this discotheque, we got 64 people studying ventilation program in university. So some weird stuff works. Then from there we go into first startup program for kids. So this year our youngest participants are third graders and the oldest are secondary school ones. Of course, the university are focusing on the secondary school ones that are choosing the university, but actually you can see that when they are all together in this basically Euro group of the same size that we have. We had a speed dating night for the kids. So you have secondary school and you have basically third graders, and they all have their own business ideas or their problems from their own life that they are testing out. And the teams are again like 3 to 5 kids in one team. And this year we really tried out the same program that we actually do with the startups. So with university students, the same thing with kids. And I was so amazed that the mentality is there. They have the ideas. They don't have problem finding the ideas. Their life is full of ideas. And I was just telling to my colleagues that for me as a parent, it was amazing to hear how much they know, because your own kids maybe don't speak to you anymore about their achievement, their problems, their challenges. They don't speak out, but they're listening to them, how five graders analyze their problems at school and what kind of technology would solve these problems, and they have like 10 minutes in one mentor. They move to another businessman or woman. They move to a professor of university, and they speak about the idea. And after when there's a group of mentors speaking about the ideas, you hear how much the idea has already changed and how smart they are. So I think it's really good that we start that early. Right now we are doing it together with a bank, and they also see that there was hundreds of people that they hire every year. So, and now they are expecting from us high-level fintech people. So they also see that they have to start really early. And they want to not only be in Tallinn, but they want to be everywhere in Estonia. So for us, it's a challenge to take this program to every county. And at the same time, bringing those kids now and then all together into Katre, that they would see our center, our sciences, our professors. Then we go to more professional startup program, but this is pre-incubation phase like universities have. They come with an idea. When they have an idea, that's a good thing. When they don't, we try to inspire them. Usually in autumn we have this startup program, Starter Tech, and in springtime we will have Starter Tech Advanced, where you already come with the idea and the team. So they are kind of different in a level-wise, but they all lead into good prizes from our cooperation partners. We go to, with some of them, we go to Silicon Valley. Some of them get a free office space in Katre, and some get funding for their development. And from there, we move into startup competitions that are already state level, where all universities put together their brightest startups, and we have, on a startup day, we have demo days. And from there, hopefully, after they will have this incubation, or pre-incubation period in Katre, I will hope that they reach Prototron funding and Technopol, which is already for the incubation phase. A lot of information for you for later about changing also the Prototron, the funding of prototypes. So we have had, for university, we have had a separate funding system, like where the main point was that IP has to be already there. But now we are piloting the version where you don't have to be, you don't have to have IP protected yet, because we feel that this part of the world is changing, and if the scientists are left protecting the IP for years, then it's already too late. So we are really hard trying to change the prototyping funding that is related to university, because we are also part of the system. So, and the other thing that we are testing now is that when in history we tried it so that we gave the money to the faculty where the scientist was working, but now we will give the money to a company, which means that the scientists has to register a company, and I think this, I hope this will be the first turning point where a scientist has to understand whether it is a business or it's just a testing field. I would like to have them having businesses. And of course, from Ktare's side, we can offer them all the support and the office space. Maybe some of the, if you, that you would understand what is the level of the pre-incubation phase companies in Ktre. Three of the next slide will show you the winners of the last startup starter tech. So from our university. About the light, the green tech. With Artisan team, we are going to Silicon Valley into an Agritech conference soon. StepCharge got a Ktre office space, and basically it's a solution for software solution for your mobile phone that you download, and your mobile gets charged like a step on a step. So it means that it can last longer. Then Turbines and solar power united project. Then previous starter tech winners that are now residenting in Ktre. But also I've seen that they have already, some of the companies have been into Ktre already 1 year or 2 years. They kind of should move on into incubator or accelerators, or come back with a different idea. So I think what I'm doing now is turning this flow into 6 months time that they can spend in Ktre is 6 months basically they get a free office space, free prototyping center for them 24 hours a week. Full week. Sometimes I have startups calling me in Sunday morning that, hey, we want to get in, something's wrong with the cards. Then it's amazing for me to see that they work, some of them work 24 hours, some of them stay at nighttime. We even have a sauna. And but yeah, I'm also trying to change the flow, that it would be quicker. So it's amazing, isn't it? But under the cover, I now being in the university system already 2 months, I still see some problems that people that have worked for the university maybe doesn't see or doesn't want to see, because it's their baby. They have raised it from its birth, and but I see that there are ways to get better. So I've started with, as I told you, I don't have a solution like Rodrigo. I have a process, and it's a design process. It's what you do in companies, what you do in startups. So you start with interviews. You start with you start finding your client. Who is your client? What are the pain points for your clients? What are the happy moments for your clients? And you simply try to create the happy moments so that there would be more happy moments, and that in those interviews I discovered that many startups don't even know why are they in Katre, and what is the offer that they can get, and what are we expecting from them. So I think managing the expectations is very important. So design process is also about observation. So what is wrong with this picture? This is co-working space, and you can see that it has been photographed in nighttime, in daytime. I also stayed because people were telling me that you go off like 5 o'clock, and you don't see that the students are all over the place. Where I left 12 o'clock at night, there wasn't anybody, but all the rooms are open for the students. So what is wrong with this picture? Where are the students? So my next mission is to find out how can we make this amazing Katre Center, the innovation and business center, really to work. And you don't have to have expensive startup programs. You have to have a community that really tries hard to help each other. Because I already see that, I guess you are in the same position, that we are lacking the funding in a few years' time. So it's amazing to see how businesses and business owners are coming to help you for free. They are sharing their knowledge. The startups that you have put into your system, they already give back. So the system is already beginning to be sustainable. So I say that the community or the essence of people that are in this innovation center is the most important. And also we see that they help with the kids. So when kids come to Katre into these programs, into these science labs, and when they see that students have companies there, they have their prototypes there, I think we can work with kids also better. Yes, I think I've. Yes, and I also want to. At first, I wanted to kick out the fancy conference center, but now, of course, I understand that you have to earn money from somewhere, and for the startups, it's also very good when we have different kind of events, different level events there. We have president coming in, seeing the startups that are there, maybe speaking to them. We have groups of entrepreneurs coming in, having their robotics workout or something like that, and they can speak to the startups. So it's again a community thing. You have a neat conference center, but downstairs you have a messy prototyping center. So these things have to work together, and we have actually seen that businesses come to Katre because it is this kind of center where you have all kind of opportunities. So, and you should finish your slideshow with a cute element. We have city bees on our roof. So there was a test that whether city bees are providing the honey, is it quality one, or is it poisonous? So I'm happy to say that city honey is exactly the same honey as you get from the forests. Thank you.
Thank you. So at least now we know that city honey is safe. Any questions about honey? Applications of honey?
Thank you. So thank you for the nice presentation, really. Two questions. The first one, as I understood, your strategy will be directed to the scientists to give money to scientists, and you expect that the scientists will be motivated to establish the companies. So what is the reason that the scientists really will come to get money from you, not from the bank? So this is the first question. The second one, what is your expectation? How many startup companies will survive because of this action? How fast will come money back? And what is the effectivity? How much money you will get back, and how fast? Thank you.
So about the funding, Prototron was one of the first one that gives money for prototyping, which means that if you fail, you don't have to give the money back. So that's the difference between bank and Prototron funding. Of course, the money to the Prototron comes also from a bank, but this is their project. Now about the startups. As I told you, we have a pre-incubation phase, which means that they can fail and fail fast. So we sometimes try to make the statistics, but actually we find out that when you look from a register, you cannot find this name anymore, the company, but you can find the people that were behind the first company. So it's largely said that your fourth startup is successful. So we are happy having this pre-incubation phase where they can fail. So this is why it's fun when they can start this ideation phase really from kindergarten already, to seeing those business ideas around them. So maybe they can go through the phases of startupping already in early stages, that when they come to universities 10 years from now, they are different people that we are experiencing right now in student startups.
I had a quick question on previous slide. Are those bee houses? And maybe even
Yes.
e-bees flying around?
These are regular bees.